Hi, everybody. My name is Caden Nestler. I'm the founder of Rhody Marketing, and I'm a student here at Providence College. I'm a junior math major, and today we're here to talk about Google Ads with Rachel.
I'm Rachel Simpson. I'm a real estate broker in Northampton, Massachusetts. I got my start in marketing as a website copywriter and eventually ended up in real estate, where I managed not only buying and selling houses, but I also manage the advertising and ask for help with the social media and the Google ads from people like Caden.
Excellent. So where is Goggins Real Estate located?
We're located in Western Mass, in Northampton, Mass, and we are one of the top selling agencies in our region.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to have to apologize to everyone out there, all my clients in Massachusetts. The Yankees flag is not mine. I'm a big Red Sox fan. But today, obviously, we're here to talk about Google Ads, and that's a big passion of mine, really bringing business owners, bringing their message to the world. That's really my big passion here, and that's why I like to do this. And you can see here hanging up behind me is my other passion. My wetsuit's hanging up. I was in Narragansett this morning down in the water. But we can jump into it and say, for the first question for Rachel, maybe just how you got started with Google Ads and what you would have to share about that.
We got started with Google Ads at the very beginning because we sort of had, we were paying Google a bunch of money for Google ranking. And we had someone working with us who was experienced in that. But his experience was to some degree limited. And he went on to work at UMass, where he continued to stay in touch with us, and he did help us with a bunch of our Google ranking issues. And he then put us in touch with someone who had a lot of experience in Google Ads, who explained to us why we needed Google Ads and told us what he could do for us. And that's essentially how we got started. We had tried with another group, and we didn't really see the results that we were hoping for, and we had hoped that we maybe would have seen something more specific and more tangible than what we ended up with, and it just wasn't a good fit. So
I mean, that's excellent. That's great to hear. I think it's a lot of people are in a similar position. But can you speak a little bit about how you're able to stay connected with your customers throughout the pandemic?
Well, the whole world has moved to digital everything since we've all been locked down for the last year, and it's really changed real estate. And in that we don't see each other in person as much, we've had to move to virtual tours. We've had to move to a lot of online communication as opposed to person meeting somebody at a house. And it's also changed the way we do marketing. We don't do print marketing at all anymore because people aren't reading the paper. They're looking online for houses. And a big shift in real estate is that people are not reading the newspaper. They're not looking for sale signs up and down the street. They are looking online to find a house.
And you bring up an excellent point. As everyone's shifting online, where are they searching online?
Google.
Yeah, and that's what we're here to chat about. And so that's great. I think so. You said a little bit about newspapers and things like that. How your experience with Google Ads as an advertising platform compare to some of those other traditional methods, like the signs and newspapers?
Well, signs are good because they just keep our name in front of people, as they're driving up and down the road. So those will never change. But we used to allocate a large portion of our budget to newspaper print ads and other print media. And what we learned after we started asking people in the days before the pandemic at an open house, how did you come to hear about the open house? It was never from the print media that we were paying a good sum of money for. Yeah. And the typical answer was online. I saw it online. I saw it on your website. I saw it online. Yeah. So.
And that's essentially what Google Ads is we're posting flyers for your message at the right time, right. All over the place. That way we were meeting the customer at a convenient time for them when they're searching for information, and we can deliver the right message. That's perfect.
Right. And you clearly explained that I was a bit murky on the importance of Google Ads still when we first started working together, and you have continued throughout this process to explain it clearly to me.
Awesome.
so
Well,
that feel like I finally have a grasp.
yeah, that'd be us both. When did we start working together, Rachel? Was it beginning of 2019?
I think so.
Yeah, with Zola, he started with you guys.
Yeah, it was, I mean, it was nice weather. So I would say
Yeah.
it was more like the fall of maybe even 2018, maybe 2019. I'm not sure.
Well,
But it's been a couple of years.
yeah, we're going on year 3. I'm excited. Well,
Yep.
I'm gonna share my screen now, just to go through a couple graphs for the next question. But we mainly will pull up Google Data Studio here. Zoom control right here. So just to make sure it's live, we're looking at this month, March 1st. So March 31st, and you can see the results here. We've spent a total of $575. We've driven 875 clicks, and what's important here is 55 conversions. So that's a little bit down from the beginning of the month, so we'll definitely get that up towards the end there.
And we had a lot of snow at the beginning of the month, so people were feeling less like moving, I think.
Sure.
So they were less engaged.
That makes sense. But what I love to see here is the $10.40 conversion rate, and that cost per conversion. And that really seems like that's what's driving your business and really the takeaway for you guys. So I wanted to ask, how much time per month are you spending on this, Rachel, to get these consistent results for your business?
I am spending 0 time on this because you're doing it all. We talked a lot, we talked some at the beginning about what we needed and what our goals and targets were. And you guided us through that process, but that was an hour conversation at most. And the rest of the time, unless I want you to do a special campaign for a special project, I don't have to do anything. You send me metrics every month, which I really appreciate. And I'm beginning to understand. And whenever I have questions, you'll answer them. But I personally don't have to do anything.
Yeah, that's excellent.
On the back end of Google.
The reason I ask is because a lot of times when I'm reaching out to new business owners, they always tell me, I'm the busiest person in the world. I don't have time for another hour in my day. And so that's the beauty of this. It's consistent results with, at most a 30-minute to an hour meeting in the beginning, and then runs on its own, and that's the perfect. Yeah,
and realtors will tell you that they're the busiest people in the world, and we really are, because we have a showing over here and a phone call over here, and I also manage the office, so I got a bunch of cats I have to herd over here, and I don't have any time.
Yeah.
So it's great that you can take all of this on and deliver the results that you deliver.
Perfect. Well, just for everyone's sake, let's just check out how we're doing this quarter, and then I think it'd be fun to see how we did in 2020. So we're just going to this quarter. Check how our numbers look. So it looks like over this quarter, our cost per conversion is going up a little bit, which I'll definitely would like to see that trend down below 10 is where we are at this month. But ultimately, the takeaway is 210, almost 209 conversions at a conversion rate of 5.1%, with a total spend of about $2,600, about $2,600, and with an average cost per click of 63 cents. You guys are killing it. Consistent results over a long period of time. And you can also see here in the bottom, this is all by your zip code of Northampton. So these are all local customers, finding your business.
Yep.
And then just for fun here, let's check out how we did last year in 2020. And you can see the results that continue to an upward trend. I definitely think our goal for year 3 should be to get our cost per conversion below 10 over a distant period of time. But I think the 833 conversions for about less than $11,000 makes a lot of sense in terms of how high your commissions are and where you guys are located.
Right.
That's great. So we go talk about my next question here. Obviously, going through the graphs, we're talking a lot about cost per conversion, clicks, things like that. And one thing I hear is from business owners that it's all mumbo jumbo. Like where does the revenue come from? What is actually tangible? So I wanted to ask, what tangible results do you see on a weekly, daily, even monthly basis?
So the most tangible results I noticed after we started working together, I manage the back end of our website, which has a forced registration of if people click on a property click on more than 3 properties or something, they're forced to register and then they become a lead. And our traffic went up after you guys started working with us, which resulted in more registrations, which resulted in more leads for us, which resulted in
More revenue.
you know, yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's always hard to quantify, like, well, how did they hear about us? Was it this? Was it that? Sometimes it's a combo, but I saw a definite correlation between when you started working with us and a jump in our leads. Cause I've been managing and assigning leads for the last
Excellent.
6 years.
That's the way, I mean, the positive trend shows
Yep.
in the spend that you guys are in the effort that we're
Yep.
putting in here. That's
Yep.
great. And then in my last question here, maybe just for everyone, your experience working with myself and my team. I know you've worked with a couple of us on campaigns, and it's always been a fun time for me.
It's been fun for me too, except I can't talk to you with the Yankees thing in the background. We're going to have to do something about
Tear
that.
it down. We'll tear it down.
But other than that, it's been fabulous. You're really clear in your communications. You don't think any of my questions are stupid, or at least you don't seem like you do. I mean, probably some of them are.
Yeah.
I'm a different generation than you, so I need to be brought along. And I feel much more confident in my ability to understand what you're talking about. And that's because you've taken the time to explain it to me and to talk me through it. And I really appreciate that.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate everything you do for me and the time you've spent chatting with me today.
My pleasure.
One quick thing before we go, I wanted to share that, I love chatting about Google Ads. It's my passion. I love having these conversations with, intelligent business owners like Rachel in that area. It's fun to do that. But if you guys are curious about Google Ads, or if you've had that one search term you've always wanted to rank for, you can go to our website, rhodymarketing.com. That's Rhody, like Rhode Island. And you can just schedule a time to chat with us here. And so I think, well, that is the conclusion of our call, Rachel. Thank you
Great.
so much for spending some time with me today, and thank you for the chat.
Thank you. Highly recommend.